welfare of those who have to interface with this system. Our leader of the opposition, Mark, play by play what has happened since this crisis began unfolding, after which Dr. Dawes will take you with the facts, and you then will have to make the decisions. We'll take your question after the break when we come back.
Good morning. I'll go first. So many have been wondering, why did it take so long to do a press conference? And it's a simple reason. After every scandal that he has faced, the Minister of Health has gone on a cross-country tour and gone on every talk show and produced a lot of news to drown out whatever it is that we're bringing attention to. And as a result of that, he has been able to escape time and time again, scandal after scandal. So we decided to do things a little bit different. So we brought things out in the media in a creative way, and then we allowed the minister to do his usual tours. And you would have seen over the last few days that he has gone to most of the hospitals. There have been a lot of sound bites, a lot of stories. He has been on a lot of talk shows. And all of this has served to kill the discourse of what is happening at the university hospital. So now that he has done what he usually does, we are now going to have the press conference that so many are dying for. So we want to bring back the attention
Good night.
to the University Hospital of the West Indies this morning. And the reason why we have to bring back the attention to the University Hospital of the West Indies is because it is the premier teaching hospital in the Caribbean. So it's not just a regular hospital where you go and get treatment. This is where doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, lab techs, many healthcare workers are trained. And if the university hospital loses its accreditation, it can have an impact on healthcare across the region. Not only does it serve
Good
as a
night,
teaching
good night.
hospital, and it is in danger of losing its accreditation. And
All you guys doing. Good night.
as a result, affecting the University of the West Indies. But it sees about 50% of the Jamaican population every year, and it is a type A referral hospital. So we have to preserve the University Hospital of the West Indies. And what has been happening, especially over the last few years, is that the hospital is almost in a death spiral because of poor governance.
Whoa.
Now, the minister has repeatedly distanced himself from what is happening at the university hospital. And he has basically cast blame on the departmental heads. We cannot allow this to happen another time. We cannot allow the deflection and the distraction to allow it to take away from the substantive issues. We have to stop it now because the consequences are too great. When the former board tried to enact reforms, they saw evidence of fraud, they saw procurement irregularities, and they sought to correct them. They had a CEO brought in after an exhaustive process where they had over 30 applicants. That CEO was a professional who was supposed to bring forward the reforms at the university hospital. The acting CEO at the time was not shortlisted. He was not deemed to be qualified for the job. But then the minister directly intervened and the board was dissolved. A new board was formed. The CEO who was selected to oversee the reforms at the university hospital had gone back by because they thought that they were going to work in a hostile environment. And who did this new board select to be the CEO? The same acting CEO who was not qualified for the job, according to the HR panel. This is the same CEO who has overseen the scandal.
Good night, my people. Good night. Hit that like button for me. Thank you.
That has plagued the University of the West Indies that we're seeing in the Auditor General's report.
Thank you.
Now, when a minister steps in and fires a board who is trying to enact reforms and puts in place somebody who presides over massive mismanagement leading to this scandal that we're seeing today,
yes,
he has to accept some responsibility.
So at least some.
Because in firing the board and putting in place what some may say is who he favors, he has given those who he favors. Some may say is who he favors. he has given his imprimatur on the governance structure of the university hospital. And then those who he favors, they go around acting, in the words of the staff, like absolute monarchs.
My God.
And this has led to an HR crisis at the university hospital, where disaffected staff have
Verona.
written letters of complaints, where they've had meetings where the notes have been sent
What's
to
up?
the board, crying out for change. They have highlighted procurement issues, irregularities. They have been sidelined from the process. There has been a mismatch between what they need to function properly and the needs of the senior management of the university.
That is a problem. If there's a mismatch between the persons that are using the tools and the need of the persons that are actually responsible for getting them equipped, then we have a problem. That's all sorts of problems. The problems in the problems here is multi-layered, you know. Problems here is multi-layered. Yes, of course, Verona, I have Zelle. The Zelle information is pinned as well. It's Sean Mackenzie 1980 at yahoo.com. All you have to do is WhatsApp me. My WhatsApp number. Supposed to there's somewhere about to place that to you. But there was a lady that came on Andre's show last night. One of the vloggers, right? I'm like Andre though. That's solid. One of these days I'll definitely make myself available to be on the show. You know what I mean? I like the link up. I like the energy. I like the vibe. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, for real. I want to go to that still, because something when him say a while ago, I tell her. That lady there says something, because Andre they asked her, like him I say, yo, what is your experience like from then till now? See that? This.
So if you are Jamaica. If you are seeing this pattern, Courtney, Shelley, Jason, and Ishmael, where the Auditor General report is showing that every ministry should show.
Justice was in the hospital, and the service was so bad there with the hospitals.
Well, go back. Shelley say one thing I saw me need.
Looking for auto parts? Oh, imagine I had to go up at you, come back into the emergency room, have to suit up. I would say Mama P, because I had to carry my son to UA almost every 2 months. He was very, very sick, right?
All right, yes, sir.
And I know what it was like then.
Yes.
Which I'm not going to say that it had a lot of flaws, and UA was very frustrating. Okay? My son has been dead for a couple of years now, right? 7 years. So
condolences, all right? Listen to this.
It was bad. But what is happening now is even worse
Come on
than
now.
I could even imagine.
Talk about it.
I said not even beds. Not even, even in COVID, I can tell you that. I had to, I didn't get to tell my son goodbye, you know. You know, I never get to tell.
Verona, I give you the number now. I write it in the chat here. So you can WhatsApp me. Although Nightbot, I drop it to still Nightbot, put up my number now. See the number there, 876-451-6535. So you send anything, anybody send anything on the Zelle, your man does screenshot and send me the screenshot, alright? And my brother, I'm there, you know. There, Jamaica too, you know. My brother there, Jamaica, man.
My son goodbye, I was with him, and they told me emergency, he could not breathe. And a nurse came in and said to me, 2020, I would not forget it. I had to leave my son to go and purchase my own oxygen.
Wow.
I never will forget, so I paid 35,000 for the oxygen.
Wow.
Come back into the emergency room, have to suit up, to hear say my son has already passed. Now this oxygen tank, and I'm saying to myself, what is going on up here? That was when Christopher was in office, and now mothers are 2020.
Wow.
2020, I had to buy oxygen, and my son still never get a chance to use the oxygen list. I'm not even know where me $30,000 I pay for the oxygen tank.
Jesus.
But I don't even know where they. Obviously, I wasn't even thinking. So for me to hear these stories and see what is happening, I can only imagine and can feel the pain of every parent that and mother and anybody that have to go deal with the public service. Because yes, people, I didn't have it like how when I imagine I had to go up at UA. I'm going to give them some tea. I'm going to give them some tea about UA. And this is going to be the irony of Andrew Wooden's administration and Christopher leadership.
Listen to this.
The irony of this is that one of the times when my son was in hospital, because for those that don't know, he was born with cerebral palsy. All right. I'm going to give you the short story to that story, but I'm going to tell it very quickly.
Yes.
My doctor left me, who was giving birth, to go to Edward Seattle.
Just put Bolo, man. B-O-L-O. Bolo. Or the name on it, Sean Mackenzie. That's the name on the cell. Should be Sean Mackenzie. Just like the email.
Birth, his last child.
If you're talking about my name is Bolo, just like my YouTube, Bolo.
Right? We're same age as would have been Justice. Well, anyway, I had no doctor, and Justice ended up having cerebral palsy.
Wow.
Okay? Because there was no doctor. They left me to go to Mrs. Yago and told me he was going to pay a bill. Never came back. Came back too late. All right, fast forward.
Wow.
Many years later, I was doing business and I had a good relationship with Honorable Edward Seattle. Justice was in the hospital, and the service was so bad there with the hospitals. They weren't giving him his medication, and he keeps getting pneumonia because of I don't know if you don't understand the medical thing, but you know, it's the draining, the trachea. So every minute, you know, it was what he got often. So one of the times again, and you can see that his breathing is become laboring. There's no response. Up at UA, it looks like everybody chicken without the head.
Wow.
Nobody can know when them forget the antibiotics. They're waiting on doctor. It's just a constant.
Mess.
And I picked up the phone and called Mr. Seago, Edward Seago. And I said, Mr. Seago, my son is going to die up here. And he says, where are you? And I told him where I was. And when Mr. Seago, I couldn't believe it, but he did come on the ward, walked the ward. And when he walked the ward, there were like doctors. There were like everybody.
So the doctors came.
Of course. The medication came.
Wow.
Medication came.
Veronica, you got through? You found it? I see you sent another message. Everything good?
My son never died. He was so close. And that is why I give so much risk, you know, my personal experience with Mr. Seago is somewhat saving my son, but the system was already messed up. Nobody should be in a position of not being able to get their medication.
Exactly.
So when I tell you the stories, and I've had that experience with my son for almost 18 years of UA. So I can tell you, and he's very sickly and was in the hospital at least 4 months out of a year. Okay? So if I tell you that it has gone to another level.
Come on now.
There's no chairs. At least we could have found chairs then.
Jesus.
There's nothing. They're short of everything.
Ladies and gentlemen. That lady is literally just like giving your experience of both administrations and of both parties. Even Edward Seago time, she can tell you. Obviously, there's going to be issues. But this is the worst it has ever been. It's like they're not even trying. It's like they want... Listen, I tell people, Yo, I really believe that these people out here really doing this stuff on purpose. They're really not trying. It's like they want the people to suffer, bro. It's like they want the people to die. That's where I'm at with it, you know. Like, my beloved country is like, it's sad, yo. It is so sad, brother. I won't say I'm afraid to go to the hospital. I will tell you that I would be terrified to go to the local hospital. I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing. I don't want anything to do with the local hospital in Jamaica. Nothing. You understand? Zilch, zero. Yo, you will go there for your foot sprain and you end up in a casket, fam. I've seen people go there for less in some of these hospitals in Jamaica. You hear what I said? And I'm not exaggerating. I'm literally not exaggerating. That's how bad it is. Like, I don't even want to. Like, boy, I tell you, boy. I really wish the man them really was doing, and you know, the reason why I believe that they're actually doing it on purpose, Marley, is because I know they can do better. I know they can do much, much better than what they're doing. But I really loved her testimony because she knows Edward Seaga personally. She had experiences in the hospital around his time. She knows everything. She has the full package of experience to judge the state of the hospitals right now. You can say she would be the most level-headed, unbiased person to give you an analysis of where we are in Jamaica, where our health system is concerned. Worse, like our son was sick, so she constantly had to go to the hospital. She knows. She knows. She knows. Anytime you hear anybody talk about, oh, best government, just bring up healthcare and play this lady, Shelly Ann Coran, journalist, blogger. Just play her experience with her son at the hospital, especially Yui, what she know. And Yui are just one of the hospitals out of so many. Yui is supposed to be the beacon. No, I want you guys to think about that. Yui is supposed to be the beacon of all hospitals in Jamaica. Why? Because it's also a training institution, the premier training institution for doctors and nurses. Empress, how you doing, my darling? She's going to sleep. I'm in my room and lock up. I don't want to wake her up. Usually I would be out in the hallway, but I don't want to wake her up, so I'm in my room. Alright? Glad to see you though. Hope everybody is good. Hope you're good. You don't have no snow. Hey, some rain fall this evening. Mighty God. Play school, but not even turn on my fan. No, sir.
Jason, good night.
Good night, Andrew, and good night to you.
Alright. Big up Jason, but that lady, the experience me, they want to share. About Cornwall Regional Hospital. Not Cornwall, her name Yui Hospital. And then go back to Dr. Dawes. Because we don't want the people to forget, you know. I am just validating what he just said a while ago. The Dr. Dawes just said.
For change, they have highlighted procurement issues, irregularities. They have been sidelined from the process. There has been a mismatch between what they need to function properly and the needs of the senior management of the university hospital, leading to dysfunctional equipment and services not being able to attend to patients because there has been a reliance on infrastructural developments rather than giving them the tools they need to work with. We have to mention, of course, the Sagicor Foundation's donation to the hospital.
Listen to this.
And it is being spun as if we are attacking a private sector entity. No, we're not. We feel sorry for Sagicor.
Mighty God.
Because Sagicor had all good intentions to help the pediatric unit at the university hospital.
No, Jamaica, I'm sorry, but I have to put, no, I listen. What? Fam, yo, this a part that shook me. How nobody not ask about this? Oh, no, not journalist. Oh, listen, let me stop. Let me calm down. How is it? Yo, listen, bro. What? That's why sometimes I have to watch these over and over, because I don't think these things really be connected with people, you know. I want to connect with them, you know. I really wanted to connect with them. Hold on, this is a TikTok. 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 Turn on this. All right. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me see where it's at.
No, we're not being easy to work with. We have to mention, of course, the Sagicor Foundation's donation to the hospital development rather than giving them the tools they need to work with.
So I really want to know what happened to the journalists in this press conference. How is it that none of them never actually asked any questions surrounding this topic? Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
We have to mention, of course, the Sagicor Foundation's donation to the hospital. And it is being spun as if we are attacking a private sector entity. No, we're not. We feel sorry for Sagicor.
Whoa.
Because Sagicor had all good intentions to help the pediatric unit at the University Hospital.
Wow.
The pediatricians were very involved in the Sagicor Foundation's efforts to raise the funds. But then Sagicor was misled, hoodwinked.
What?
Taken for a ride.
Whoa.
By senior managers at the University Hospital who told them that the pediatric department had bought into the reallocation of the resources. So instead of the $75 million going towards the pediatric ward that it was initially earmarked for, it went towards a CT scanner purchase. And the poor organization, not knowing what was going on, went along with it. The pediatricians were basically told by some managers that they are not getting the money. The money is going to be used elsewhere, and they have no say in the matter. In their words, they feel like they were used. And it's situations like this that has led to low staff morale and has led to poor service at the University Hospital of the West Indies. And if it continues this way, you're going to see the death of a regional institution.
Now, TikTok, my Jamaican brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, you're telling me that all of the journalists that asked questions did not ask about this particular situation? The allegations of deception where Sagicor Sigma Run is concerned, 75 million. Deception, scam, theft, skullduggery, choppings. You're telling me saying nobody not ask no question about that coming from the words of Sagicor? Come on, bro. Nobody not ask about this? You gotta be kidding me, fam. Wow. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
No. When you speak about reforms, immediately after the tabling of the Auditor General's report, when it became public, the minister announced a panel to look into the operations.
This a part that shook me too. Oh,
what
God.
exactly could have been done
No.
to prevent this scandal from unfolding. And it seems genuine when you look at it, that we're seeing the report coming out and then the minister taking decisive action less than 24 hours later. But they knew about the report from last year. Why was this panel announced last year?
Thank you.
Because the panel is only to serve as a distraction. For you to wait 4 months, lose interest.
Exactly.
And then you would move on to another scandal somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Cornwall Regional, and then this matter would die a slow
Thank
and
you,
painful death.
Empress. Appreciate you, baby.
But the minister did not need to empanel another set of individuals to look into the findings of the Auditor General report. In fact, there was already an investigative report, and this was submitted to the board from November last year. And this investigative report looked into the Auditor General's report, and it found evidence of similar things: a lack of procurement plans, lack of documented controls, repeated internal audit warnings, fragmented governance structures, insufficient staffing. And when it went through department by department to show that the procurement department had staff that were not trained in procurement.
You're there.
There's a lack of digitalization, and there was no documentation of internal controls. The finance department was weak. The internal audit department, they repeatedly flagged issues, but no action taken by management or the audit committee.
No, you guys see why I believe that. Like up the light for me, guys, please. Please, let's touch up the like button for me. You know, this is why I believe that they're doing this on purpose, you know. Like, people say them dunce. No, I think them things say them bright. I think them things say them so smart, them smarter than everybody else. It's not dunce, them dunce, you know. That's my belief, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, because it don't make any sense any other way. It really don't. You can't be disturbed, bro. You cannot be disturbed at your job. I refuse to believe that you have doctor in front of your name and you just common sense issues. Right? Common sense governance issues. And you're telling me that you guys are dropping the ball where these things are concerned. Come on, man. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. And then the excuses, you know, coming to try and explain to us that, listen, it's not really my fault. You know, I am the Minister of Health, right? I'm the Minister of Health, but you already know. You know what I'm saying? Is Verona still here? Verona is still here? Did you message me? I don't see no message. Anyway. Yeah, they want us to believe that, listen, although I'm the one that's supposed to be regulating the whole entire healthcare system for it to function properly, buck stops with me. You have to understand, you know, that these other individuals that don't have the higher responsibility as me is really the ones that are only to be blamed. I have no part of it. And then, you know, he could make an argument that, you know, he's the manager and, you know, you have other people that have other responsibilities. But, ladies and gentlemen, when you factor in the fact that he was the one, right, that insisted that his friend from Manchester High School be the one to stay in the role that the former board that he dissolved came to the recommendation. He said, no, I don't want your recommendation. I'm going to keep the person that's acting, that's not qualified. When things start to fall apart, how is it that he's going to tell us that he's not the one responsible or has no actual weight or responsibility? And how do we as a people, well-thinking Jamaicans, allow him to get away with that? We cannot allow Christopher Tufton to do that, brother. We can't. Hello. Yeah. Yo. The girl have it in that bar. What you mean? Bartender. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. She did it? Well, yeah, that means she lock it up. Yeah, she have it, man. She lock it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you're good, man. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but tough time. But then, you know, some things was said. Let me come on for this. Some things was said on Mystic Sensation last night. I'm telling you, I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop talking about it, ladies and gentlemen. No, man. Mystic Sensation on YouTube. What? Not this, no. Not this. Is this? Yes, political strategies, yes.
That team, I am too.
Get out, boy.
Do you know what they call Andrew in that family circle? But quite frankly, Philip was not working for anybody. Philip has been as a consultant. This Friday, there was information that Darrell had received 30 million in a particular bank in Jamaica account. Consultant, do this one is free to do.
Why?
I won't continue for too long.
Yes.
And it gets all at once, you know. Get it over. This Friday, there was then Andrew could not. That OG Empire sits on what they call Empire, Tony. In sentence, cannot be building up a sharper. Are you Prime Minister's wife when this could be advisor and the wife's yoga advisor? Yeah? Now, the IT man at Sandals, it was very happening, not just in him, but between India and Jamaica, and they need a connect. Now, the Indians are very funny people. I tell people how they operate. You see them in Canada, right? Them go to the LCD work, them break the insure their mother, them insure the oldest family member and collect from that. And this one again, and they collect from that. That's how they operate. Right? They know the systems throughout the world.
Yeah.
So it comes through him and to find.
Talking about what on the head boy? What you're talking about? You're talking about money laundering. One of
these guys only realty firm that can with no issues. They don't go.
What on the head boy? What on the head boy? What on the head boy? No sir. Really and truly, you have to get an excellent grade.
By the way, so when you went to Mexico in 2019, the law is the can for any reasons you have to present them.
Yeah.
Remember you have
Ain't talk fast enough.
no, that team I am told had diving equipment when they were going.
Yo, what? What the hell did I just do? Oh no.
See. Now, what were they looking for? Mechanism just and the following edition that Darrell had received third
Information.
They were able to prove spending now. Not the new one, the old one. Yeah?
Yes.
So then to show that he had a legitimate contract with the Mexicans. Thinking it up because it is not that is not the real source of their funding. The real source of the funding was the underselling at Moon, the election. Anything in that regard, and he will not be calling it. That was the confidential informant to United States. That's why he got the special people.
Rowdy George.
Be calling it.
Hear this.
And then they elected back the money.
Hear that question now.
They didn't get it all at once, you know. They get it over a period of time.
Yes. Let me ask you another question, Hebo. You hear anything like Darrell Vaz and the extradition?
In that regard, and he will not be calling it. That was the confidential informant to United States. That's why he got a special visa.
Rowdy George, you know.
Yo, what? On the ear head boy say a while ago? Darrell Vaz is a what? Allegedly.
Betting party, you hear this?
Yeah, here when he went, and he must come and deny or confirm. Is it true, Mr. Man, that in order for you to have received your visa, the special visa you got, you have to say to the United States, give them names. I'm going to give this. Go market it when Darrell got back his visa. And look for the captured with the Caribbean after that. Look at the drug book and And then
Yo, the man said if he mark the date when Daryl Vaz get the visa and then look around the Caribbean when people start get chopped down and taken down by America. What? Yo, Jamaica, I know a real place, bro. Jamaica, I move like, say, yo, it at the center of one bad movie. Jamaica, come like, say, it there one place where, yo, I want the most dangerous place on earth, brother. Jamaica no normal, eh? Jamaica no normal. Me really would have loved to hear Daryl Vaz come out and say to Ed Boy, say, yo, you must swim for defamation. And for tell lioness, because what you must say about Daryl Vaz, this, bro. Me I tell you, say, not even me no want it to be true. Because that a show one cool, harsh reality. But what go on in Jamaica right now. And it get worse. It get worse.
And the bird was singing and the canaries were high pitched.
Wow. Wow.
So a lot of these activities you see happening now, right? He's not going to be touched if this Republican administration is still there. Because he still has his friend, Donald Tapia, who is very close to Donald Trump.
Oh yes, because I remember that Daniel Tapia, right, was made some reference on the visa that he had gotten. Yeah.
Oh. Only hear that them took Philip Powell visa because of his closeness to Cuba. Because I know say America no deal with Cuba on the level there, you know. So, you know, they look for anybody who too close to Cuba away. You understand what I say? Remember saying the money CIA involved in one bag of things don't have to destabilize. Now Michael Manley, you know. So, based off of that energy they have to understand the geopolitics, you know. And how things can run certain way. And then really no big class that are like geopolitics 101. If you let me say I basics that you have to know that.
It would have looked better if had the two of them and to say the two. One work for the Mexicans, one work for the Cubans and the Venezuelans. But quite frankly, Philip was not working for anybody. Philip has been at a consultancy firm.
Yes.
The Cubans were in fact developing their Marbella port, which was going to rival our logistics hub. And he was in fact a consultant. He was on his free to do work as an individual.
Of course.
Yeah.
In his private capacity. So when people try to come and mix up Philip Paul in the nonsense, you know, Philip has not been somebody I defend anytime. I will not defend. Not somebody I typically defend.
Yeah.
The truth be told,
Yes.
the gentleman was not mixed up in what they tried to mix him up in. He was just basically lost his visa because of his relationship with Cuba and Venezuela, which he's entitled to have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so these things just is swirling around, right? Especially with Daryl. The allegations are mostly true. But I want to ask to that honest, to that. Is your brother in Jamaica?
What?
Has he completed his sentence in the US?
What?
Does he have a property in Negril? And what is happening now in that property down in Negril?
What sentence in the US? Brother, what the hell is going on, man? Bro, what is he talking about? What you mean? Where the question that come from, fam? What? Bro, what is... Oh, what?
Julian, is your brother in Jamaica? Has he completed his sentence in the US? Does he have a property in Negril? And what is happening now in that property down in Negril?
Wow.
Hello?
Well, not silent, you know.
Me no know nothing about that
Do
something.
you know what they call Andrew in that family circle?
What?
They call him Chapo.
Chapo?
Yes, it you.
El Chapo.
Listen, I have to talk to Chapo. I am told by a good friend that when they mention, they never call him Andrew. Listen, I have to talk to Chapo.
You have to talk to Chapo. You hear that part?
Yeah, man. Mark my word as I tell you, right? And anybody in the world can tell you. There's a particular individual who has a property down there. Everybody knowing property. That Jamaican has been around for years in the music business, right? That property is next door Andrew Wallace's and Juliet Wallace's brother's property. Yeah? What they're doing now is they're going along the coast and they're buying properties like never before. Never before. Where are they getting the money? Who is financing it?
Wow.
What is financing it? Is the question we must ask. Gentlemen, as I go, I just simply want to say to you and your listeners.
Wow. No.
Specialist. He is the trained IT specialist. No, the certain people in sentence cannot much to say, because remember that if you waive your right, the DPP does only basically just sign to say, I have seen the paper and it's in keeping with the law.
Yes.
Yeah?
And as it alleged,
she was promoted and she was at the head of security getaway because they are protected by the lodge.
This,
become a mason when you have done your third degree.
all right, this a part, yeah, scary. Yeah, so scary. This a part where my boy Edward goes to write us out. No, no, no. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No. No, sir. No, sir. This right here is some crazy shit. I'm sorry. No, sir. Whew, Lord of mercy. Let me gear up. Let me gear up. I need this part on tape. I need this part on TikTok tape. Alright, guys. No look a joke about it. No look a joke about it. Save to draft, yes. Thank you. Then we go back. Then we go back. And ready again. You can't take out this. No, this up me come mess up me film, you know. As a matter of fact, you can't mess it up because I really just want to hear the audio on it. The audio more here, nothing else. Alright, my good people. What's that? It looks so. Something right. TikTok are more funny. Alright, my people. What? The hell? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a scary one for you, man. We have a scary one for you.
Manufacture charges on people who have high integrity, because what they're trying to do is to clip police force. So when they're finishing up, remember all the promotion. Yeah, no.
you have seen that pattern, Hedward. You have seen that pattern.
Yeah, so this attack on Mr. Cameron, a decent individual, and I find it strange. Why would you?
People, listen to this.
Why would you? Why does Mr. Cameron is reinstated? You know, come up with this fictitious charge that Mr. Cameron was involved in larceny and fraud. I want to ask, wasn't it larceny and fraud when Miss McBean, yes, McBean, was there at illegitimately as the head of the police federation?
What?
What? To this day, we have not. She should not have been there. We don't know how she got the post, and she was unceremoniously sent to Corporal Ron James.
Yes.
I'm simply asking the question: is the police force becoming a JLP force?
Wow.
But boy, if you want to look exactly like that, because if you notice what they did with Corporal Ron James was utterly disgraceful, and that they politically maligned the man.
And they're doing the same thing to Mr. Cameron.
To Mr. Cameron.
Wow.
And you know, I find it strange that every time somebody opposes the last 3 police commissioners, you hear say, them have dirt in them. This is the plan of the JLP. This is how they manufacture evidence and manufacture charges on people who have high integrity. Because what they're trying to do is to clip police force. So when they're finishing up, remember all the promotions that happened last year, you know, imagine the commissioner promotes his well, I don't even him anti-law or him, because remember the one that was out in St. Thomas named SSP Shan She's the baby mother of OL and Ellington. So how could you promote your auntie-in-law?
Damn.
Nepotism, Papa.
Damn.
Nepotism.
These people are some wicked people, and I tell you something. When I was in Jamaica for a while the other day, I said to a high-ranking police officer that I know very well, I said to him, the best thing is leave this police force.
Wow.
Because this police force in Jamaica is not the same police force we know 20 years or 30 years ago. It has become nasty, it has become corrupt, and you see the three finger them are hold up? You know why them are put up the three
Listen
finger?
to this.
Head boy. I couldn't believe it.
Three term them are celebrate. Three term them are celebrate. It's not just the third term, you know what it is also for?
Yes.
In Freemasonry.
Oh.
Everybody know me born the lodge.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say so. Me born it out. In Freemasonry, when you become a full Mason, you become a Mason when you have done your third degree.
Oh.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is some chilling stuff. Let's continue.
Okay.
I got you.
So when you see these three fingers, it's not just the third term alone. A lot of the police officers now are being promoted on the basis of which lodge they do.
Okay. So then Andrew Owens and Everard Warmington pies the force. The one that bloodthirsty. What do you want to make, boy?
No, I tell you what's been happening. So the Freemasons have taken over the state. They have literally taken over the state. Chief among them is Mr. Tufston. He can come and die because
wow.
he's a member of the lodge. By the way, the Anglican
Ball out, Jamaica ball out.
About the UWHI. The other day, it occurred because of all lodgemen, all of them are the same lodge. Including the PNP man. I mean, take them forward about
Jesus.
Talk about the
including the PNP man.
Jesus.
They were all able to do what
Including the PMP man. Oh my God. Hey, me telling you, real people will support then country, not afraid to call out people where they know. I'm not corroborating nothing that Ed Boy is saying. Ed Boy is solely responsible for what he's saying. And I'm saying I'm watching a movie. This gotta be a movie. This is a script. Ain't no way that this is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is all Fruity Loop, crazy. I'm talking about Batman and Robin and Joker type of vibe, bro. It is fictional. There's no way. Let's continue. There's no way. There's just no way. Dang.
Even though I respect the man, he's in the lodge too. So how could you, let me tell you how these guys operate. They send their lodge brothers to clean up their mess. Yeah?
Untouchable?
Wow.
That is how the state of Jamaica has become. A state that is run by some set of hypocrites who get up on a Sunday, go to church, and then know that they have nothing to do with God. And their focus is purely the lodge. Purely the lodge. Purely the lodge. Yeah?
Jetline, what's up?
Let's use another example. The same three police officers you saw that put up the finger, with the exception of the commission, you know, so the others were just promoted the other day.
Whoa.
Damn.
The lodge has become the bedrock of institutional organizations in Jamaica. That is why people can do what they do and get away, because they are protected by the lodge.
Wow.
But what you're saying here, you're saying that Andrew Owens rooted himself in the governance through different mediums of necromancy, the lodge and all of that, and Almighty God.
My brother Andrew is no longer in the lodge. When you get to that level, you move out of the lodge.
Wow.
You become a part of a higher. Andrew Owens is now a shriner. You know everybody shriners in the United States?
Yes. That powerful?
That powerful. Bernard Charles Sr. is a shriner because he has attained 33-degree level in the lodge. This Everard Warmington, same is, I could call another name, so let me behave myself. Yeah?
Wow.
Many of them, including the former Custos of Clarendon, Billy Shaguri, yeah? All of them, these are people you go to. I remember when they come to me and tell me if they want to join that. So when I join that, got too much color people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Because one of the things that they do in the lodge is they allow you to do nasty things, and then when they get that dirt on you, you're forever indebted to them. Huh? So that
Wow.
is why can call Kevin Blake and tell him do this, do that, because he is a member of the same lodge.
Wow.
The same in the army, Rocky Lodge.
You just take it out of my mouth, and I was just about to ask you. You just take it out of my mouth. I was just about to ask you. Because
Rocky's wife, she was promoted as she was at the head of security for the airport.
mighty goodness, Jamaica done for.
You see happening in the airport, because his wife was supposed to ensure that the policies were being followed there.
Damn.
Yeah.
What?
These guys are a bunch of wicked people and criminals who know putting on a face. When I think James Roberts is dangerous, these are way 10,000 times more dangerous than James Roberts.
Mighty goodness.
I'm a fact. But whatever happened to the death of the Canadian man up on Sharpwood Avenue?
Tell what about Edward. Tell what about.
I tell you what happened. My information when I was in Jamaica was that he was the unalive because he had become a confidential informant to the United States.
Wow.
Yes, man, we are hearing you. We are hearing you, Edward. Take your time, Edward. We're hearing you.
So we asked the question, why would this matter? A prominent individual like that, you don't hear anything more about the case. You don't hear anything about the result. You don't hear who doing nothing, because he went and reported that a particular politician in Jamaica was involved in it.
All right, Edward, let me just ask you a little thing since you're right there. Because I spoke with person in the know. Let me say that. As a matter of fact, more than one persons in the know. And quite obvious that an extradition is here. And as it alleged that our strong name is on it. Can you endorse that?
Without any water in my mouth.
Alright.
That's why people are pretend to then sit and can't come out. You realize
Back foot. Our one Edward. No, sir. This is so good.
It's a lie. Our stand is not brave again. And people need to stop going with that. You know why? When I was in Jamaica, I was told that Horace was sick from before the election and he went to do his surgery outside of Jamaica. So how comes he's still sick?
Yeah, I heard that information too. So I can
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if it's say like this is just a lot. Wanna tell me what you think in the comment section, TikTok like, yo, Jamaica done enough? No, Jamaica. God have to come take care. Yo, God have to come clean up Jamaica. We have to get rooted and grounded in the name of the Lord. Rooted and grounded in the name of the Lord. No, sir. Father God, no. This no normal. Yo, Mr. Right there, so in other life, yeah. Shake me up. Right there, so. Yeah, man. Fully. When I say shake up, I mean fully. 100% shake up. And I know say Jamaica is not a real place. I tell her that.
And of course, they had
Not a
insufficient
real
staffing
place.
and insufficient space to perform their duties. You look
Whew.
again
Wow.
at system-wide governance fail.
Who that? Belinda, what's up? Alright. Selvanev, big up yourself, you know.
Yes. Audit committee not performing its statutory role. CEO and senior directors not enforcing internal audit recommendations. No coordination between internal audit and risk management. And of course, again, insufficient digitization. The office of the CEO was flagged repeatedly for breaches. The CEO, reading from the internal audit, the internal investigative report. The CEO confirms ultimate responsibility for operational decisions, including procurement approvals. We know where the buck stops, and we know who allowed the buck to stop there. So we do have not just the findings, but we have the recommendations. So I don't know what this new panel is going to add when this investigative committee has already said that we should establish board-approved annual strategic procurement plans. We should have digital procurement. We should have immediate training and certification of all procurement staff, increased staffing, and of course, strengthening the audit committees. It's all here. It's all here. There's no reason to have another panel. Is the minister aware of this investigative report? And if he is aware of the investigative report, why was this not made public? And why is he creating another panel instead of insisting on these changes? Again, it speaks to PR over the need and the political will for reforms at the University Hospital. I'm going to close by reading something.
Yes.
In spite of everything that's happened, repeatedly, scandal after scandal that have been brushed away by an untouchable minister with his untouchable servants, we have to take firm action in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence, and in which the institutions of the society are all agreed that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. These are not my words. These are the words of Dr. Andrew Holness when he was leader of the opposition. Thank you.
No, listen. Yo, nobody ramp with Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes, you understand? I don't want you guys to play with that man. That man is a dangerous brother. Where did I put it? It's a dark day. Andrew Wallace.
It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agreed that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith, and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
Well, these are prophetic words by Andrew Holness, because that's exactly what is going to happen to his government. The actions that they have, have engaged in where governance is concerned, is definitely going to bring down the entire government. It's just unfortunate that Chuck renews warning to JP's risk criminal charges for aiding people. I'm gonna say to the people them say, don't even be a JP, bro. Cause a joke thing. Yeah? Being a JP is like a joke thing, brother. I tell her that straight. Cayman Island sent me $1 million to support Jamaica. But that's not why I'm here. Stealing. Man charged for allegedly stealing from rooms. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. This right here. Ooh-wee. This don't look good. Cubans scramble to survive as U.S. vies on island tightens. in push to oust government. So Cubans are hustling to become more self-sufficient as the U.S. government tightens its economic noose over the communist-run island in a move experts say is meant to force a popular uprising and usher in a new government. A sharp increase in U.S. sanctions was already suffocating Cubans when critical oil shipments from Venezuela were disrupted. You guys see the chain of commands here, Ryan? What's up, bro? Big up yourself, fam. Right? Hey, man. Chain of events after the U.S. attacked South American country and arrested its leader. This? Keep an eye on this. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on Cuba right now. It is real out here. Guys, I don't know how this missed me. Cornwall College football coach, wife charged over alleged cocaine bust at their home. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Yo, what the hell is going on in Jamaica, bro? Come on, man. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. We gotta, something is wrong, man. Something going on, bro. Something going on. I'm telling you, something is going on. This don't make no kind of sense. No kind of sense. Somebody explain to me, please. Why? I'm not even upset. I'm just saying, how is it a coincidence that we have had the most drug book, cocaine, we call it now, seizures, record number of cocaine seizures. And the reason why it's record number is not the amount, it's the variety of different types of Jamaicans that are being found with the cocaine from. Yo, we have CTOC, superintendent. We have doctor, doctor. We have other police. We have people from inner the government. 2 people in from St. Anne. Like, bro, the other day the man them find a policeman with how much ammunition and how much soldier, with how much ammunition and how much gun, bro. What the hell is going on in Jamaica? Somebody need to give me the goddamn memo. Because I ain't know. This is wild. Jamaica is cold-blooded, fam. I'm talking about cold-blooded. You understand what I'm saying? Wait, did I just see? Huh? What? Yo, this gotta be, there's something on Facebook a while ago. Yo, don't tell me so that's a human leg right there. Huh? All right. You know what? I don't want to be sidetracked. Wow. Let me go back to the Gleaner. Yo, what? Here's the story. All right. So, hopefully it opens on the phone so I can read it for you guys. All right. So, it says here that the St. James football coach, 56-year-old Hector Wright, and his wife, 42-year-old Jody and Coke. You know what? Me done. I got my bed. Me no want to hear nothing more. This lady last name is Coke. Stop it. What? No, man, I got my bed. No, Jamaica. No. Listen, the lady's name is Joe and Coke, right? Have been charged following the alleged seizure of a quantity of cocaine at their home in Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. Bruh. Crystal. The lady's name is Coke, bruh. Coke? Jody and Coke, right? That's some of the on camera. Because my face can't edit it now. Anyway, right now, a former national footballer, what? And a current head coach for the Cornwall College football team and his wife are charged with possession of cocaine and dealing in cocaine. They are scheduled to appear in court February 25th. The police reported that about 1:15 p.m. on Thursday, January 29. Yo, and the other thing, another fitting, you know, some done with 7F. No, 7F, I take this thing for joking. No, 7F. Yo, what is this from? Yo, listen, it says the police reported that about 1:15 p.m. on Thursday. Thursday gone, you know? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Right? An operation was conducted at the couple's 2-story dwelling. During a search of the premises, officers discovered containers with suspicious substances. Investigators from the Firearms and Narcotics Division were alerted, and following inspection, the substances were confirmed to be more than 20 pieces of crack cocaine, according to police. Wow. Both accused were taken into custody and subsequently charged. Wright is a former national midfielder who made his debut in 1988 against Canada and earned 110 caps. Damn. He was appointed head coach of the Cornwall College football team last season, leading the school to its Ben Francis knockout final, where they were defeated 2-0 by Clarendon College. Yo, this is sad, bro. Yo, this is sad, bro. This is sad. This man had... wow. Wow, this is sad, man. Yeah, this is sad right here. Yeah, this. Yeah, this is one of them ones. This is one of them ones. Wow. Cayman Islands. Wint urges church to pray for customs officer integrity under pressure. Howard Wint, the senior director of operations in the western section of Jamaica Customs Agency, has called for the church to pray for customs officers, particularly for integrity, wisdom, and strength, as they operate under mounting pressure to protect Jamaica's borders and supply chains. Sir, I hope that was a genuine call. Lady J, what's up? This don't look like... I just know them I do some... Listen to me. I don't have anything to say. I don't have nothing to say. I'm leaving that alone, bro. I'm leaving that alone. You understand? There's just too much going on in Jamaica right now. Too much. Just too much. You get me? Because then that was not the only thing that happened today, you know. Right? That was not the only thing, you know. What is this? Turn up my device. Oh, that's sports. You know why you don't know that. Police among 2 arrested over illegal ammunition bus. Alright. See that now? See, I today this too, you know. Right? We are talking about today again, you know. I just try to show you how things are going, you know. You see me? I try to show you how things are going right now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dawes. I come to this matter as somebody who was born and grew up on the university campus. My father served at the University Hospital of the West Indies for over 40 years to the date of his death. And as a youngster, I used to frequently visit Ward 17, which was the ward that he headed, Christmas Day, giving out presents, etc. So,
hold on there. Soon come back to you, Mr. Golding. Sir. So policeman among 2 arrested over illegal ammunition buzzing. Police constable is one of 2 men arrested on Friday in relation to the seizure of ammunition during a series of operations carried out across several locations in Hanover and Westmoreland. The police is attached to the Westmoreland Division. The policeman is attached to the Westmoreland Division. The one of them catch, right? So CTACA FNID, that Firearms, Narcotics and Investigation Division, says that during the course of the operation, investigation seized a total of 85 assorted rounds of ammunition, along with a motor vehicle, multiple cell phones, and a sum of cash, right? At the location in Hanover, 2 men were apprehended during the operation targeting illegal sale of ammunition, the police reported. A subsequent search resulted in the seizure of ammunition found inside a motor vehicle occupied by both men. According to the police, further intelligence-led follow-up action led to the recovery of the additional ammunition at the residential location in Westmoreland. A 31-year-old police constable and a 39-year-old civilian man were taken into custody in relation to the matter. Both men are being detained on reasonable suspicion, breaches of the Firearms Prohibition Restricted and Regulations Act 2022. Investigations continue. The police say all seized items were secured and handed over to the relevant investigative units for processing and further examination. The police says the constabulary force takes zero-tolerance approach to criminal activity, particularly where it involves members of the organization. The force said it remains resolute in its commitment to uphold integrity, accountability, and public trust, and assures the public that any member found to be acting outside the law will be dealt with firmly and transparently. Why I don't begrudge? No, you can't. Matthew, what are you doing? You cannot. Good night. You cannot begrudge other people for anything, man. That's a waste of time. You don't know how they got it. It's not right. Guys, could you smash up that like button for me? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yes, so that's another story, like, added on to the unusual types of crimes that the police is actually finding out, are actually making these types of arrests. So the police have been involved in a lot of arrests. And you know, I'm kind of wondering if these people are like the small fry in a big pool of fish. You know, like these are just the ticky that is being caught. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if Jamaica is being pressured by the United States to actually clean up the shores. I'm wondering. I'm just wondering. That's just what I don't know. I'm wondering, guys. But yeah, this is not even funny. There's a lot of sports activities going on. Chess and one bag or something. Alright. JPL review, Windies, campaign, a beer sports. TVJ dominated by sportsman. TVJ dominated by sports. Hold on there. Back to
this cherished institution, which was the leading light of the University of the West Indies as a tertiary institution and had built a reputation of excellence over many years, coming to this point, this very low point, where the Auditor General has exposed system failures, governance weaknesses, malfeasance, procurement violations, and where anecdotally one hears on a regular basis the dire situation faced by people who come to the hospital and need medical care. It really is a travesty, and it pains my heart as somebody who has this long-standing familial connection with the institution. This is a government that doesn't hold its leaders to account. There's no accountability within the Andrew Holness administration.
No, I got it. I'm sorry.
Government.
I'm sorry. Nah, hell, no. Listen.
That doesn't hold.
This is too much truth to be withheld. This has to be recorded. Yeah, man, definitely has to be recorded. I'm sorry, definitely. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Oh, man. Who that, Cashley? Oh, crap. If I come on fire fast now, because I'm going to start to say something, you know. Big up my general still, you know. Big up my general. Can't discard, I'm mad. Can't see that. Oh, discard I go. I'm for discard. Yeah. Right, there's someone. No, we can send it out, save to draft. See there? That's how you do it. Save them to draft and release them when ready. So I'm going to some. Why TikTok I get so much problem? Yeah, TikTok. Why PMP have me a work hard, you know, because them talk too much truth, you know. Listen to this.
Who has this long-standing familial connection with the institution. This is a government that doesn't hold its leaders to account.
Where's the lie?
There's no accountability within the Andrew Holness administration.
None.
We have a Minister of Health who has gone from one scandal, one massive failing to the next. From Cornwall Regional Hospital debacle, still unresolved. The dead baby situation, and there's no accountability. And this situation at the University Hospital is one that he cannot wash his hands of.
You're mad.
The reason being that he was responsible for disbanding the board of the hospital that had commenced a process of getting the systems, the governance, and the management of the hospital into a state of good order. They had commenced, most importantly, a CEO recruitment process. That was a professional and transparent global search for a suitably qualified and experienced person to take over as the chief executive officer of the hospital. And a firm that was experienced with Government of Jamaica protocols, received over 40 applications, shortlisted 6 qualified candidates, and the board's Human Resources Subcommittee unanimously selected a top candidate who happened to be from overseas. That board also implemented successfully long-stalled hospital information management systems that have been inactive since 2017, and they had revived that in 2022, 2023, and were getting that on track. And an internal audit had uncovered irregularities in contract awards and purchasing, and the board detected suspected fraud in the payroll department, and that had led to arrests. And the board initiated measures to recover over 30% of potential billing revenue that was being written off or uncollected before their tenure. This was a board that was working. This was a board that was...
So, ladies and gentlemen, accountability. Andrew Holness, Christopher Tufton. Who remember Dennis Meadows? If this was a Mark Golding government or party, Christopher Tufton could not get away with this. And that's a fact. That's the man right there. Integrity boss. Yes. Got him. I had to clip that up, man. I had to clip that up. No joke about it.
To address deep structural problems in the governance and management of the hospital. The account of the then chairman of the board that was dismissed, I think, in December 2023, speaks to the selected CEO candidate having withdrawn due to unwarranted pushback from elements that were opposed to this positive change. Prevention of the automatic permanent appointment of the acting CEO. Seeking to do that, the board voted to appoint another senior director as acting CEO because they were faced with a situation where the chosen person was effectively driven out, and they did not want to return to the status quo which they were seeking to move away from in a positive direction. And that is when the minister intervened, overturned that board decision, insisting that the former acting CEO remain and that the search for a new manager, new CEO, be restarted. Then,
Yo, you know, so I can't believe, say, Christopher Tufton knows that the evidence of these things are out there, you know. And Tufton come out, you know, in a all-line glory, you know, on TVJ, you know. The man come out in a all-line audaciousness, you know, in utter gall, you know, man. After that, you know, when everybody knows a Tufton, are your fault, you know? Are you are the man, you know? Eh? Who remember the first statement that the man come out with the other day? Where they? Yeah, I don't know, nobody around with me right now, you know. TVJ. TVJ, Christopher Tufton, TVJ. Christopher Tufton, TVJ interview. No, that's not the one. Recently, me I thought about. UHWI. I thought I had it in my evidence. Ah, here it is. Here it is, guys. I'm put it in my evidence file. Yes.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is rejected.
Complex and rooted in long-standing systematic challenges.
Let's do this.
Free media is filled with distractions, and unfortunately, it's an opportunity for persons to comment and to pursue their ambitions.
So, Christopher Tufton have a problem with people having an opportunity to comment. Only if you just vote and shut up when them at work here, Jamaica. Yeah, man. Anytime them going to power, until they need you again, shut your mouth. Because it's unfortunate that you should have an opinion. It's unfortunate that you should have an opinion about the runnings of your own country. It's unfortunate. Jamaica. It's unfortunate. Wow. 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 You see how these people think of you, Jamaica? But I don't know why people actually even gave Christopton the thought of and gave him the nod and vote for him. I don't even understand, bro. Anybody that genuinely voted for Christopher Tufton had to be like his family members. Same thing with Andrew Willis. Like anybody, like if it's not that, are the $5,000 and the $10,000 and the box of chicken and the rum and the boom. Like that has to be what you sold out for your belly. Just like what Peter Chambers said. Yo, cause it don't make no sense. In the pandemic, the man tell the people and say, if you want water, take the joke. I was like, yep. Why would you think me dub him the Bill Gates of Jamaica? I don't know if anybody else is saying that, but I'm going to keep saying that. In my opinion, and not my opinion, I call Christopher Tufton the Bill Gates of Jamaica. Maybe the Caribbean. Who knows? Real talk.
Dr. Tufton says those responsible for procurement are the ones who should be held accountable.
You hear that? He's not to be held accountable, you know. He is not to be held accountable.
For example, you have a
And
program for
listen, I don't want to
universities.
hear the shit he's gonna say out of his mouth. I just want you to understand that he thinks that he's not responsible. And it's only the people that do the procurement. Who hired them? Who hired the people that made, listen to this.
And an internal audit had uncovered irregularities in contract awards and purchasing, and the board detected suspected fraud in the payroll department, and that had led to arrests. The board initiated measures to recover over 30% of potential billing revenue that was being written off or uncollected before their tenure.
So, Christopher Tufton, come to the front of the class. Give me one good reason why you would dissolve a board that was getting back our money and holding people responsible, even to the point of them being arrested. I just want to know, bro. I just want to know, how are you not responsible for the state of healthcare in Jamaica right now? How do you recuse yourself of responsibility? How? In a which world? Brother.
This was a board that was working. This was a board that was seeking to address deep structural problems in the governance and management of the hospital. The account of the then chairman of the board that was dismissed, I think, in December 2023, speaks to the selected CEO candidate having withdrawn due to unwarranted pushback from elements that were opposed to this positive change. Prevention of the automatic permanent appointment of the acting CEO. Seeking to do that, the board voted to appoint another senior director as acting CEO because they were faced with a situation where the chosen person was effectively driven out, and they did not want to return to the status quo which they were seeking to move away from in a positive direction. And that is when the minister intervened, overturned that board decision, insisting that the former acting CEO remain and that the search for a new manager, new CEO, be restarted. The then chairman resigned on December 4th in the face of this interference, stating that the situation he had found himself in was untenable. And the minister then dissolved the entire board and appointed a new one. That is the context in which this Auditor General's report must be seen. This Auditor General's report that has uncovered numerous serious failings in governance, procurement, and general management. It has happened under the watch of this minister, a minister who has interfered in an attempt, a legitimate and bona fide attempt, by a previous board to rectify the situation. Most importantly, from going through a responsibility of Chief Executive Officer, a process that was thwarted and the status quo was allowed to remain, and we see where we are now in a mess. The buck stops with the minister. The university hospital is too important to Jamaica's national development for this to be allowed to go with no one being held accountable. It is just another incident in the litany of malfeasance, of corruption, of nepotism, which has been a feature of the Andrew Holness government for the last 10 plus years. And although the frequency of these incidents is such that people tend to become immune to them, it is our responsibility as the opposition to bring it to the attention of the people of Jamaica and to frame it in the appropriate context so that people can recognize the dangers of allowing these things to go unchecked without proper accountability for those whose responsibility it is to prevent these things from happening or to take the right steps to move forward and solve them. And that is why we call this press conference today. Thank you.
Now, there you have it. If you have questions and you're in the room, please indicate by raising your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. Please say your name and the news agency you represent. If you are online via Zoom platform, please use the raised hand icon. We will acknowledge you. If you wish to speak, you'll be acknowledged and you'll be permitted to go ahead, or we can read a message and question for you if you put it in the chat.
Good morning. My name is MAGNITSKY Robinson. I'm from TVJ News. My question is for the opposition leader. Mr. Golding, the medical company owned by the party is the chairman for Region 3 and MP for East Central St. Andrew, Dennis Gordon, has been linked to benefiting from the unlawful tax cuts at the University Hospital. Now, in light of your tough stance against corruption, how are you treating with this matter?
At this point, the only formal investigative report we have is the Auditor General's report. And that report does not name any specific company as being involved in anything. It points out that certain companies appear to have received certain benefits and raises real concerns about that. And when those matters are formally investigated, the chips will have to fall where they land. But at this juncture, I'm not prepared to talk about any specific company because none has been named in any official report. And all you're going on is things that have been said by certain media houses, and I don't want to engage in that.
Follow-up to that question, Mr. Golding. Siobhan Campbell from Nationwide News. The matter raised by my colleague, have you actually raised it with the chairman of Region 3, that's Dennis Gordon? Has he given you an explanation or an answer regarding the allegations raised?
First of all, I just want to wish your CEO, I assume he's your CEO, your leader in Nationwide, a speedy recovery from his recent health challenge. I hope he recovers well and quickly. And in terms of your question, I've had discussions with the person to whom you referred. Those discussions are not that I would disclose the details of. Suffice to say, he knows my position because my position is not new, and he agrees with my position that chips must fall where they lie if there's anything in any kind of allegation. But at this juncture, he has maintained that he has done nothing wrong, and I have no reason to doubt that because I haven't seen any official investigation, any official report suggesting otherwise. And I'm not prepared to engage in any speculative chase after any individual, which is just based on rumor or based on conjecture or based on information, the source of which we have no knowledge of.
Recognizing Zara Burton online, please unmute and go ahead with your question.
Ms. Burton, if there has been any instance of taxes or duties that are properly payable having not been collected because of the way in which things were done, and those things were an improper situation, then those taxes should be collected, and whatever sanctions are appropriate should be imposed. I really have nothing further to say on it than that.
Okay, Zara, thank you so much for that. As the leader of the opposition said earlier, we are not in any position to confirm or deny or substantiate anything that has been said by a particular media house about this topic. All we have is what the Auditor General has put on the table. The Auditor General's document has not named the company you sought to name just now. We would not be irresponsible to bring information and speculation to the table right now without further, because that is injurious to all parties involved. As the leader said, his principle and the principle of the People's National Party is that the chips will fall where they lie. All parties are aware of this position. Please go ahead with your question, Siobhan.
Yes, unless there's more questions regarding this matter, I did make a promise to my listeners that I would ask this the next time I had an opportunity, so I bring it here. We're still in the recovery phase from Hurricane Melissa. The People's National Party has courted donations from individuals on behalf of that effort. Is it the intention of the opposition to make available to the public what has been collected in terms of the quantum and what that sum has been used for in the spirit of accountability?
Well, the People's National Party has always been very transparent and open with our financial accounting annually. That is published, audited financials, and I'm certain that this will form part of that process. In the meantime, we urge the government to be transparent and candid and to tell the nation what they've done with the millions they've raised in the name of Jamaica to build back constituencies, such as South St. James. We're still waiting to get some of that.
So yes, we have put in place a structure, created a new structure after Melissa, with a National Disaster Risk Management Committee within the party. There's a chairman, who is Fitz Jackson. There's a projects director, who is the treasurer of the party, Senator Keisha Anderson. And part of their mandate is to ensure that there's full accountability and accounting for any relief that is administered through the party. So those reports will be prepared and will be made available in the appropriate channels. What I would say is that what we have heard is that there have been many billions of dollars of emergency procurement by the government. Emergency procurement means that there is no proper tendering and you don't know whether you're getting value for money. Now, I'm not saying that the circumstances didn't warrant using that procurement methodology. What I am saying is that the accountability for those resources becomes all the more critical. And we don't know what mechanism the government is going to provide to assure the public that those resources have received value for money. I remember arriving in Black River a few days after Melissa, and I saw a member of parliament, not from St. Elizabeth, on a street corner. And when I asked, I was told trucks were being used for the cleanup. So there you go. From the day one almost, the potential for nepotism, the potential for persons getting the benefit of their inside connections was being manifest. And so I feel that this is very important, and that I ask the media to ensure that they hold, or try their best to hold, those who are responsible for these huge resources being expended are held accountable for how it's being done. Similarly, in relation to the university hospital matter, I realize that the media is fixating on the allegation made by one media house. But when you look at the report, there are many important issues in that report that need to be addressed and should not be swept under the carpet. There are multiple players involved, and it's important that we don't abandon any kind of balance in how we deal with this thing and focus on what is actually before us from a credible source. And the only credible source presently having provided any information to the public on this is the Auditor General through her report. And to the extent that she has findings in there that warrant further investigation, I expect those further investigations to be done by the appropriate authorities. And when they make their findings, we will address them. But at this point, we're not proceeding on the basis of speculation, character assassination, or anything of that nature. As I said, I have spoken to the persons involved. They have given me certain assurances, and at this juncture, I'm waiting to see how the matter develops in light of the report that we have, which is the Auditor General.
Recognizing Janella Pursuit, please unmute and go ahead. So I'll take the first and the third, and the party leader will speak to the issue regarding the permanent secretary. So I say again what has been said by Mr. Golding, and that I repeated. Mr. Golding had conversations with the named individual. He was given certain assurances. Mr. Golding also conveyed to the member in question that the party's position is, as is Mr. Golding's, that the chips will fall where they lie. With respect to the third question, today we are discussing a national health crisis that has the potential to derail the health conditions of many mothers, children, lots of people who are sick and needing health care. We wish to focus this discussion on that topic. We will, however, allow Mr. Golding to speak about the permanent secretary issue since you raised that, but we want to refocus to the main issue. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Janella, your first question was already answered. I don't see the need to repeat what I said before. In terms of where the chips lie means, that would depend on what the chips are. I can't speculate at this point as to what may or may not arise. On the third question, I'm here, I'm doing the party's work, and we're going through a process of appraisal and making the necessary organizational decisions so that we will get past the line next time. We were very close last time. You add up the 4 seats that we needed to form government, and the total margin of adding up all 4 seats between the parties was 1,097 votes. That's how close this election was. So we have a lot to be encouraged by, and we're going to be doing the necessary things that we need to do to make sure that next time around we cross the tape first. In terms of the second issue, my concern is that the permanent secretary in a ministry is a very senior position in the civil service. That person is the administrative head of the ministry. It's a permanent secretary. It's a permanent position that lasts for the career of that individual normally, once they're appointed, the rest of their career. And our tradition and our expectation is that the persons who hold those positions are not politically connected, are not known to have any kind of political affiliation or
no anky-panky.
Because they have to serve successive administrations.
That's right.
And must command the trust and confidence of the government of the day, which will change from time to time in a democracy such as ours. And that is the reason why I objected to this particular appointment. I'm nothing against the individual concern.
Let me tell you how Andrew Honest them operate. Andrew Honest them operate like it's not a democracy. They are operating like we have this lock, 4-term loading. No matter what the PMP do, they can never win another election because somehow we, the JLP, have everything locked. You remember when Desmond Mackenzie said that they would not surrender Jamaica to the BNP? It sounded like they were ready to go to war, though. But tell you something, man. These journalists that came on this, they should be ashamed of themselves. None of them, although you couldn't hear Zara Burton's song. Question, sorry. None of them had the integrity enough to answer the question. As a matter of fact, none of them had the integrity enough to ask the right questions in terms of what was being talked about. The man them all reach a Kedisha. Like, you see, if they had asked questions that was relevant to the topic at hand and what was being spoken about at the press conference, I could understand them adding in Khadijah, Campbell, Rochester. I could understand that. That is an issue still about. What are we here talking about? And you see, Queen of the South had to check them twice, you know, in terms of the questions they asked, you know. Right? She had to check them twice. Look at her face. You see how she twitched a while ago? Wondering what the hell.
Information and speculation. The Auditor General's document has not substantiated anything that has been said. So much for that. As the leader of the opposition said earlier, we are not in any position to confirm or deny or substantiate anything that has been said by a particular media host about this topic. All we have is what the Auditor General has put on the table. The Auditor General's document has not named the company you sought to name just now. We would not be irresponsible to bring information and speculation to the table right now without further, because that is injurious to all parties involved. As the leader said, his principle and the principle of the People's National Party is that the chips will fall where they lie. All parties are aware of this position. Please go ahead with your question, Siobhan.
Yes, unless there's more questions regarding this matter, I did make a promise to my listeners that I would ask this the next time I had an opportunity, so I bring it here. We're still in the recovery phase.
Millions. They've respectfully
what that sum has been used for in the spirit of accountability.
Well, the People's National Party has always been very transparent and open with our financial accounting. Annually, that is published, audited financials, and I'm certain that this will form part of that process. In the meantime, we urge the government to be transparent and candid and to tell the nation what they've done with the millions they've raised in the name of Jamaica to build back constituencies such as South St. James. We're still waiting to get some of that.
Wow. I just love her. I just absolutely love her. We're still waiting. And then, you know, Mark Golding talked about one credible source, which means in terms of the topic about the Auditor General report, Nationwide is not credible. Yo, hey man, listen, that's sweet me, bro. Oh my God. That's sweet me. I'm not telling a lie. That's sweet me.
We are discussing building and issue regarding. All right, so I'll take the first and the third, and the party leader will speak to the issue regarding.
Yes.
So I say again what has been said by Mr. Golding, and that I repeated. Mr. Golding had conversations with the named individual, given certain assurances.
Yes.
Mr. Golding also conveyed to the member in question that the party's position is, as is Mr. Golding's, that the chips will fall where they lie. With respect to the third question, today we are discussing a national health crisis that has the potential to derail the health conditions of many mothers, children, lots of people who are sick and needing health care. We wish to focus this discussion on that topic. We will, however, allow Mr. Golding to speak about the permanent secretary issue, since you've raised that.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I loved how she put them back into perspective here. All of these people that ask questions, every one of them should be ashamed of them. I am so disappointed in Zara Burton, bro. When I tell you, I cannot believe Zara Burton went there, because the other journalists actually went there. But she seemed to try to dig further into the Dennis Garden thing when it was quite clear the answer that was given, that he would not go any further. So I don't understand. I don't even understand why them do that. I don't understand why them do that, you know. I really don't understand why them do that. It's, boy, Jamaica. Sometimes I not like when I look at how the media, Velma, good night, Velma. Oh gosh, man, Velma, what you doing obsolete? You must be in the cold, cold, cold to be obsolete, man. I hope you're staying warm and safe, you know, Velma. Bless up yourself, Velma. Big up. Good to see you. But I'm telling you, man, these journalists should be ashamed of themselves. You understand? Oh, by the way, guys, you know, I did a live stream. Today. Y'all need to go check it out, man. I'm gonna show you which one I'm talking about. Come off on my screen, Christopher Tufton. You are despicable. Absolutely despicable. Velma says, oh, it's terrible, Bolo. Oh, God. Oh, damn. Please stay warm. Please stay healthy. You know, when you reach certain age, you know, so you know, for the other type of weather there, you know, make sure you have on the proper clothing and stuff. You know what I mean? This one. You see this one right here? Guys, all right. So, for those that are on, that really stay tuned to my YouTube. All right, so when I go live, right, whether it's BOLO V&R or BOLO V&R clips or any one of them, what I've started to do is post the thumbnail with the link. If there's anything you think you've missed or you want to check up on BOLO to see what I put out there, I want you to go to my posts and scroll down. Give it a scroll, guys. Give it a scroll. The link and the thumbnail will be there. Right? You see that? Boom. Once you click on it, see it there? This is the actual link to this video. Right? So you can go and watch it. As a matter of fact, this is an exclusive. Dre Bryan was cooking in this. Like, listen. Dre Bryan went off on a JLP. Like, yo, he was cooking with Fox, brother. I cannot even lie to you. Like, yo, him deal with them wicked. Him ask some very, very serious, sensitive, and critical questions. And looked at the chess move of my... Guys, do you notice that Andronis has been very quiet about UHWI? Not a peep. Not a word. He has been super quiet. He's like, shh. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. One other thing that I wanted to share, though, there's a few things, but may have energy and on up with me. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh yes, did you guys read this? UHWI procurement, recovery, or funeral. That was like looking at the gravity of the situation with the UHWI and how it affects people's lives, their children. This is where I wanted to go. Yes.
And this bill, conscious that I am among the majority of Jamaican citizens who have never run afoul of the law. Yes. I've never run afoul of the law. In my 72 almost years on this earth, I have never been convicted, nor have any need for expungement. But I'm going to deal with that frontally and expose your hypocrisy. That's what I'm going to do. So, President, against that background, I support the need for those of our citizens who may have infringed the law and been convicted to be given a second chance. Let's be clear. A second chance was given Calgary, where the old rabbit cross was not alone.
There were others on the hill in Calvary who had offended. But the redemptive approach was evident long before we got independence, long before we were even discovered by Columbus. Point I'm making is that it's part of our human nature to forgive, to redeem. And I say that because every October we teach our kids about our national heroes, and outside of October too. But I've said it before in this Senate, and I'm going to repeat it. Of the 7 national heroes, 4 were convicted.
Wow.
Sam Shaw.
Wow.
William Gordon. Paul Bogle.
Wow.
Marcus Garvey. And a 5th was charged for manslaughter. Alexander Bustamante. And tried. I make a point that we praise our national heroes, rightly so. Rightly so, rightly so.
I wish germs that are talk about context matters. I wish germs that in the background are talk about context matters.
The conviction of all the
I was here when it happened. Point I'm making is that it is natural for us as Jamaicans to be forgiving and to recognize that that is the reality we face as a nation. And I hear my friends on the other side saying context matters. And I thought about that. Let me share some with you about context matter. In 1971-72, I played football for JC. At the time, well, the pictures, but at the time, President, Hugh Graskill described the fearless defender that I was. The term he used for me was chopper. That is in 72. If today I'm called a chopper, it's a different context. So I recognize the conviction of our heroes took place in a different context. But they were convicted. And as I said, 3 were executed, lost their life, paid the ultimate price. So much, Minister Dixon, that famous letter from the prison cell of George Gordon Williams must never be lost on our students, with the letter to his wife from the prison cell. And I make that point because one of the songs that I grew up, and you grew up, President, enjoying, was a song which was entitled simply by 4 digits, 5446. That's my number. That's 2 centimeters. In 2014, we passed legislation to expunge convictions like those for Toots and others. And some minister, and I think you, Senator Fitzgerald, spoke about people being blighted by conviction for ganja. We dealt with that in 2014. Senator Sinclair.
One Mark Golden. Let them know.
It was too rigid. And I know you're going to speak.
Let them know. One Mark Golden.
But you have not come here to ask for abolition of the 3rd schedule. You are tweaking it. I recall you moving a resolution in the Parish Council in St. James about that.
He's going to amend the legislation.
So, I started that. But President, I can't end without pointing out to my friend, Senator Fitzgerald, that it's one thing, yeah man, cheer for Manchester United. It's one thing, correct? It's one thing to come here and tell us how you support this bill. But every day, including today, you seek to sully my character, my reputation, because before you were born the 17th of January, 1989. But before you were born in 1980, yeah, I checked you out your birth this morning. I was arrested. I was arrested twice, Senator Morgan. I'm going to tell you now. Yes, it is about me, about people who the law has taken a certain position Some convicted, but like me, the first not getaway, arrested at Meadowbrook High School for failing to move and keep on moving because I was defending workers' rights. I'm going to come to the bank position. You wasn't even born. You wasn't even born. And you talk about bank. Mr. President, on the 25th of October 1980, I was arrested. I was arrested. They come here and keep throwing barbs across the fence and say they agree with expungement. I was never even asked. I was never even asked to plead. I was never even asked to plead. Well, you know, see, I was the Prime Minister. I was never even asked to plead. There's no evidence against me. I wasn't even acquitted. The judge simply said, go on your yard, we have nothing. But people like him is out there saying, I had bomb in the car. I had no car. I had no car in Hanover. I had no car in Hanover. No, I'm not trying to case the case. In fact, of the other people who were arrested, none of them was convicted. None of them needed expungement. So, I can understand how people feel who were convicted. If when somebody wasn't convicted, they, on that side, descend to the gutter to speak about what I am. This is personal. This is personal. And if you press it, I would simply say, this guy, arrested in 1980, in 2007, was honored, like Chris Bobel, with the Order of Distinction Commander Class. I tell you who I buy it from after. I tell you who I buy it from after. Outside, I tell you who I buy it from. So, I make the point that 46 years...
Yo, Mr. Them two brother, they are some laba mouth. The man, they come like some... Yo. Oh, that brother, they can chat someone. Him man just a laba off his mouth, brother. When him Abka fits in there and Marlon, him man, they can chat. Oh, they learn at school. Let me tell you who them be in a class. The two run at back of the class, you know, back of the class. Fully done. Have potential, but just love chat and not pay attention. How can you be disturbing this man in, like, read the room, no, brother? Read the room. Have some emotional intelligence. Because really and truly, you see what them do? If you just sue them, you know. If you sue them, but probably don't want to take the time out on him, you know. But if you sue them, because if them keep coming and bringing up something, one, that they did not live through. Two, don't know the real details about. Right? They don't know none of the real details. It wasn't properly documented. The man didn't even have a car. So them just come out and a chat off them mouth, brother. And they don't know nothing. Them not have a piece of paper or an article for corroborate. Nothing what them a say. Them just a chat off them mouth. Them not even have no respect for them elder, bro. Them just a chat off them mouth. Abka fits Henley and Marlon Morgan me attack. Real waste of space. Real waste of space, brother. Yo, one serious thing, he man attack you saying, and he man talk within the context of the bill, you know. He man not just talk, you know. The man show you him lived experience, you know. And you see the hypocrisy of the Jamaica Labour Party is being exposed because they are not really about rehabilitation. They are about eliminating Jamaicans off the face of the earth. That's what they're about. Them is about meet Jamaica. Right? But may I tell you, see, time soon come, man. When the right time come, God I go charge them. When the right time come, all in darkness must come to the light. All like criminal them, yeah, man, trust me. And now for 1 by 1, I might have 10 by 10. You understand? Abi, Alkibulan, Wagwan. Them a waste man, brother. Them two they specifically a waste man. You hear me? I tell you, man, them a laba like some, like them a name full body, brother.
Arise.
You understand?
To contribute to
them too much, man. Them need to go sit down, brother.
Conscious that after almost 46 years, they still use that. And I was never convicted, much as the people were convicted. And some of them convicted wrongly. And I made that point because just last year,
hey, remember say at 19 how much you man talk about it? And them the time then be a foolish going on. Remember say that I just out of cusp slavery, in the remnants of slavery. Athi, what's up? Good night. Rastafari, big up. You know, slavery was still a thing in them time then, you know, so yeah, what them call criminal was really freedom fighter. You understand? Them just never work with the oppressor. And them people them call criminal back in the idea. Right? Remember say Marcus Garvey was deemed a criminal, you know? One of the greatest heroes of all time. You understand? In a human form, outside of Jesus. Because everybody else come after Jesus, you know. You feel me I deal with? You have God and then Jesus and then everybody else after that. Yeah, 15 or you're 15, but you 1, 2, 1A, 1A, 1B. Alright, that's so. You understand? Alright now, I God still see me there 1B because I God whole plan that. And Jesus just fulfill it. But moving back to this. Right? It should be interesting to see when the bangarang expose of these people nastiness in the JLP and what they're involved in. All the pedophiles and all these people. You understand? It should be interesting. Vernon Mitchell Wagwan. Blessing, you know. Let's continue.
Senate, Minister Arvin Hill spoke about ex-convicts in a disparaging manner about ex-convict being at the 2024 conference of the PNP.
All him, Arvin Hill, him going like say mass muddy. Yo, me say me I find them out 1 by 1, man. Because you see, me judge you based off of your deeds, you know, because people judge me, you know. We judge each other all the time. All the time. When people are talking about, oh, don't just listen, you judge people. You look upon them if they're too fat, them head big, them slim, anything at all. You can't judge them looks, you can't judge them character. You judge people. It is an innate thing that you get from God. Only thing say God is the final judge and the most judged, the most feared judge. God judgment are a final judgment that him have last say. So you can be a piece of SHIT in this world and God can reform you. You can be a DEVIL and God can reform you if you let him in. You understand? You can be the scum of the earth and God can reform you and turn you in a diamond. You understand? If you heed to his will and his word and be obedient. True. You understand? So, yeah. Arvin Hill come talk about ex-convict and him something there. Arvin Hill can't even walk in the eyes of what can and socks, much less. Him not have so much class. You hear me say? No look a joke. No look a joke.
One of those so-called ex-convicts have received the blessing of the people of East Portland and now sit in the other place as a member of parliament.
Hey. Yo, I have the utmost respect for that brother. Yo, he might even understand. Yo, listen to me. Look at how they get Dora. No, but back to Mr. Sir. Trust me. Massive amount of respect, sir. Massive amount of respect.
Senator Hill, and I wonder why my friend is here today.
Hey, you know what? Me not tell you, you know, so I give Dora the Express some. I'm going to give her some credit. She is one of them when they over the other side. So in this situation, will look like she has the right emotional intelligence about what is being conveyed to them by Mr. Lambert Brown. Yeah, man, she one of the only one that me see. We look like the rest of them are giggling and laugh and are going with that type of crap. No respect, also my big man them over there.
Having advanced those views, what I said to him in the debate is that Delroy Chuck in 2019 promised this bill. And therefore, ill, fittingly, and those who disparage people, some who have never been convicted, and those convicted, they come here now championing support for the people. They come here championing support for the people. When in truth and in fact, their position represents that of hypocrites.
Yes.
I can proudly say, I am not sorry for my past. I will leave the Senate at some point, but I will do so holding my head high.
Thank you, Senator Brown.
I'm not finished.
I'm just saying that we appreciate that.
Holding my head high, knowing that people like you all, find it easier to reside in the gutter. I will take the high road. May it please you, Mr. President.
Yo, big up Mr. Lambert Brown. Enough of them name I go calling us some dirty business, cause them in a dirty business. And them gonna get exposed. Make them go and giggle and when the right time come, the whole of them know themselves. Think God asleep? Can't stay there, man. Look at things say God asleep. You know how long I'm gonna hear from the lovely Mrs. Donna Scott Motley? Oh my goodness, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy.
You know, when I took the bill, Mr. President, I moved by Senator Sinclair's presentation to make a few brief remarks. You know, when I took the bill up, I almost thought I brought the wrong one to Parliament because it is on the back page, a bill entitled an act to amend the Offences Against the Persons Act. But I would say, as soon as I'm allowed to continue.
Yo, me say Marlon Morgan is his own destruction. Him own people, him tell him say him not to be so aggressive. Oh, yes, I have to be. Bro, you're big and the aggressiveness now fit your looks, brother. Try smiling. Try being monotoned. Yeah, man. Try being chill. Try being likable. Cause that way I do, I'm sorry, man. You know what though? To be honest with you, and this goes for all of us. You see, when you are Marlon Morgan, you probably have got test, you probably have got detoxify your body, you know, brother. Because you see, and this is like real talk. This is not even funny. This is like a real talk right now. Your body, when it comes to parasites and stuff like that, they can have parasites that can change your mood, you know. You understand? When you not have good gut health, you have to try get regular wash out and anything there, brother. And try balance out the system. Trust me. It's a thing for work on. I work on myself. But to me, when I learn about them something there, it's like him have this thing. When him going to Parliament, it's like they look at parasite and start work. And him just become obnoxious and just, he must suffocate the room. Him just enough. Him just too much. You know what I mean? Him just too much. Crystal, I'm not even joking right now. Like, I'm so serious. Him just too much, brother. Even your own people, him have to tell you, say, yo, Crystal, I laugh. Yo, I was really being serious there. Yo, Crystal make me laugh. No, I was really being serious, yo. The dude need to chill out, man. You need to chill out, brother. And he's like, and Dana Scott Marley, do you have any manners? Do you even respect your elders? Who raised you, bruh? Who raised you?
There is no person, certainly not in the parliament, who could possibly not support this amendment. Indeed, it has been made clear time and time again who are the persons who suffer. It is persons from a particular class. Those who are voiceless and have to be stopping parliamentarians on the road and begging a chance. Those who are poor and cannot afford high-powered lawyers like Senator Sinclair. Those who are deprived and depressed. And so this parliament has the opportunity to elevate them to a position where they can have an opportunity to clear their names, clear their records, and reassert their dignity in the society. Who could possibly object to that? Indeed, I have been waiting for this legislation for some time. Because in the past, I was shadow spokesperson on justice.
Right.
And when the minister said in his 2018 to 2019 contribution that he was going to put submissions to the cabinet on this matter, I waited with bated breath. Suffice it to say that in his subsequent sectoral debates, presentations, he continued to give us the statistics. But we have waited until 2026 to actually have this bill tabled.
Whoa.
Do forgive me if I am not as congratulatory and commendatory as I've seen everywhere and elsewhere. You see, I bring to this debate a level of cynicism. Because I have had the occasion to call a minister about people. As a minister, can you do anything to help? And one thing I will tell you is that he always says yes. I won't tell you what the results are. There was a woman.
Wow.
There was a woman.
Wow.
I would respond to you now, but I'm not going to. Because I sat on that General Legal Council. I sat on the General Legal Council for many, many years. I have served my country in many capacities without bellowing it. But there was a woman. There was a woman.
Yo, me tell.
There was a woman.
Yo, but yo, him still a chat.
Had committed an offense, which I considered.
Bro, this man is gross, bro. Yo, this dude is gross. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Brother. People like you, that look like you, cannot be acting like this. You have to operate opposite from how you look. Being low does not suit you, sir. Being large and everywhere and in everything does not suit you. Could you be quiet? Could you shut up and listen and learn something? You neither have the experience, you don't have any position. Who are you to talk to Dana Scott Marley? In terms of rank and file in experience in politics. Not classism, but just experience in politics. Who are you? Really? Seriously, I'm asking that question. Who are you? Marlon Morgan. Yo, hombre, you're too much, brother. This guy is too much. Him just too much. Him can't even sit up straight in the seat. People like you can't behave like this, brother. It's too easy. Trust me, there's a few people out there who can really, if it was really about the jokes and the giggles, trust me, it's really easy. Goodness gracious, no, sir.
Was a woman who had committed an offense which I considered to to be, in the scheme of things, a minor offense. She had applied for an expungement. Her husband had filed for her to join him in the United States, but she needed to have that conviction expunged. She shed tears because no matter what she did, she could not get a response.
Wow.
Indeed, there are many persons I know whose applications have languished in the Ministry of Justice. Not because they were Schedule 3 offenses, Senator Sinclair, but because the system does not work. And I have to express my cynicism about this legislation. Because Jamaica is fit. We have excellent laws on the books, you know. Trust me, sometimes when I come here and we keep on passing laws, I say, perhaps we could try enforcing those that we have first. Because if we would have a well-regulated and well-ordered society. If we did so. I'm speaking purely from my personal experience, as you have, with people who have begged for a little help, with people who you try to help, but the system does not work. The truth of it is, the minister has said to us that he has placed 2 persons at the Criminal Records Office devoted to this. And I do hope that this helps. But what was missing from the presentation for me was data. I didn't know how many we had in backlogs. I didn't know how many were still outstanding then, how many had not been heard and over one period. Because when I examined the minister's presentation, he gave us, this has come in for this year, this has been cleared, and this is outstanding. But I couldn't get a cumulative kind of idea as to where we stood with expungement. And I thought that where I applaud some of the steps which have been taken in this legislation. I would have liked to have seen, for example, as we have here in the Senate standing orders, the virtual meetings actually being acknowledged as serving some purpose. But I understand that it is very rare when suggestions, even though they have merit, are accepted. And I sincerely hope that those of you who have influence will try to ensure that you monitor the progress of this amendment, and if necessary, ask that it be brought back for an amendment. There is nothing wrong with that. I want to say also that sometimes one needs to be bold and courageous. And you know, in particular, and through you I address Senator Sinclair, how much hardship the new Firearms Act has caused on persons. Let me say, you're not soft on crime when you show compassion. And the way in which the board, the guidelines established for the board, would give the board an opportunity to look beyond the conviction, to see the circumstances, the individual before them, to see what it is, to interrogate whether this person is capable of rehabilitation or it's just that they are feeling the full force of the law. So, but I know, I listened to the minister, you know, Senator Sinclair, and I heard his hesitancy and almost his apology. Because in this context, such an action is bound to attract criticism as being soft on crime. But courageous leaders have to understand that there are times when they're going to attract criticism, but they must move with fixity of purpose and compassion, the compassion of which you speak. It is so important for us to demonstrate to those persons who have no voice that we still have a place in our system where they can seek redemption. It's the board could have said no. A board can say no, absolutely not. It's not automatic. They have a discretion, but sometimes the use of that discretion can really provide a pathway for someone who might have been wrongly convicted, might have been convicted under circumstances which are dubious, and they just need a chance because they paid their price. So, Mr. President, who did not intend to speak, provoked by Senator Sinclair to speak, want to say that this bill has my support And the only thing I would urge is that we look at it soon. And to you, Minister, we need to have a holistic approach towards children, towards juveniles. We can't be on the one hand punishing them for the rest of their life, and on the other hand talking about child diversion. And then now, we can't be on the one hand punishing them for the rest of their life with certain laws which we have passed here to show how strong we are on crime, and then introduce measures which shows that we understand who a juvenile is, and that more than most persons. Dr. Shetty has made presentations to the Joint Select Committee in which he has shown that children who are incarcerated are mainly illiterate, suffering from mental health issues, deprived, dispossessed. And I'm simply saying, please, not with any rancor, not from an opposition point of view, but from simply as a human being, as a mother, I am saying, have a holistic approach towards juveniles. If it pleases you.
Thank you, Senators.
Mr. President, I am moved by Senator Sinclair's presentation to make a...
What I'm talking about, this lady, and you see, when you see a lady of this stature and the way how she delivers and carries herself, and you see her go to speak, like, read the room, fam. Humble yourself, Marlon Morgan. Shut up. Be quiet. You might learn something. You understand? Mighty God. Let's hear from the good man right here, man. General himself.
My contribution to this very important
long time I not see him.
We on this side, as Senator Tomlinson pointed out, agrees with the general objects of the legislation. And in my brief intervention, Mr. President, I want to point out the absolute importance of ongoing rehabilitation in an attempt to provide justice to the people of our country. You see, Mr. President, in this journey of life, we all, from time to time, make mistakes. And, you know, when we recognize that we make mistakes and seek our forgiveness and go through the rehabilitation process, it is incumbent upon the state to make sure that measures are put in place to facilitate the smooth and orderly inclusion of those individuals in the society. And I see that in this piece of legislation, which is nothing new in the grand scheme of things, Mr. President, because the effort to make provision for the rehabilitation of our citizens and their smooth and orderly inclusion in society never started in 2025 or 2026. Because if you look back at various pieces of legislation and programs that have been established, dating back to even 1978 with the Parole Act, and efforts by administration in the 1990s and 2000 to ensure that prisoners were engaged in the learning of skills and trade and feeding themselves, all part of the rehabilitation process. And undoubtedly, Mr. President, we have to include in those seminal pieces of legislation the work done by the leader of the opposition when he was Minister of Justice.
Quite so.
To make sure that those charged for offenses where marijuana is concerned, to give them a second chance. And so we commend those efforts, and it's within the similar context that we want to continue the commendations. But, you know, Mr. President, there is something that jumps at me in this piece of legislation, and Senator Tomlinson pointed to it in his presentation. When we start examining a bill, generally the first place we go is to look at the memorandum of objects, and that is exactly what I did. I looked at C in the memorandum of objects, which points to a situation where the board is empowered to make decisions where a person who has committed an offense in another jurisdiction and that offense has been expunged, but it's not expungible in Jamaica, even if it is a violation of the in the third schedule. And you know, Mr. President, as I looked at the bill, you know, I am wondering if, for example, somebody who commits an offense like rape in Qatar, because rape is an offense in the third schedule, if an individual commits an offense in Qatar like rape, and that has been expunged, and he should come to Jamaica, where that rape is not an expungible offense based on the third schedule. I want to find out if that situation is going to be. Mr. President, you know,
Prince Musu.
I'm giving an example, Mr. President. In no way, it seems as if I'm throwing a stone in a pen. I've thrown a stone in a pen. But Mr. President, you know, I'm wondering about a situation like that. And if in such a scenario where an egregious act has been committed elsewhere and it has been expunged, but it's not applicable in our context, what would happen in that situation here? And I would like to get some clarity on that. No matter how much blabbering the member opposite want to make, I would want to find out what would happen in such a situation. And in that regard, Mr. President, because I am very aware of the utterances of the member opposite in the past about amendments that were done to the legislation by the leader of the opposition. And today we are here in this honorable chamber, and as Senator Lambert Brown has said, you know, I really hope that the member has an opportunity now to make an amendment to the legislation, and I am waiting to see if he is coming with any amendment to deal with the schedule that he had so much problem with in the past. So, Mr. President, I want to give my support to the bill and ask for some clarification on the point that was raised by Senator Tomlinson and amplified by myself. May it please, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I rise to make my contribution to this very important piece of legislation.
You know, these addresses could be much, you know. They didn't have to be so long, you know. It's just because certain people in their background chat too much. You know what I mean? All solid contributions there from the People's National Party representatives in the Senate. And I loved especially the piece from Mrs. Donna Scott Motley. She is amazing. And you know, who remembers this, guys? Who remembers this?
Engineers, Dr. Lee. The country marks National STEAM Education Week. President-elect of the Jamaica The country marks National STEAM Education Week. President-elect of the Jamaica Institution of Engineers, Dr. Layton Ellis, is sounding an urgent warning that the transformation being promoted may be far slower than expected. He is cautioning that a shortage in the technical workforce threatens to undermine momentum, even as high-profile initiatives roll out.
One of the big issues we have is the teacher training that must tie in this entire pipeline and the institutional capacity in order to take that on. Do we have the workforce? Do we have the physical space in order to make this transformation? And sometimes that's what's lacking. So they will hear the talk, but they don't know if they will have the support that is necessary to bring about the action in the timely fashion that is needed.
Dr. Ellis.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are major projects coming to Jamaica. Major projects, especially with the advent of Hurricane Melissa. Major projects coming. The STEAM school. Let me go to my TikTok. Alright. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my TikTok, which me not really advertise my TikTok. I want to stay up on YouTube, to be honest with you. If you don't want to follow me up on TikTok, that's fine. But really, I would rather you guys watch my content on YouTube. Anyway. Wow. This video, I'm just drop it 59K already. Sheesh. That's crazy. Right here, so this I wanna go 109. This go viral. Yeah, I mean it's not my, because me have videos that go, see that 221, 222, 3K. And this was just me reacting to the situation with the police, them and the clip with the day in I car. And giving my commentary. But moving on. You're right, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember when Andrew said it's not 2019, listen to this.
And the Chinese government has agreed that they will assist us in building 3 new STEM schools. You know what STEM means? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Right. Right. Good stuff, good stuff.
The government of Jamaica will also fund 3 additional STEM schools. And they will...
Well, you know what additional mean? That means a 6 STEM school. 3 from China and 3 from the government. Let's continue.
That's right.
Spread strategically right across Jamaica. So we will be doing, within the next 6 years, 6 new STEM schools.
This was in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. Where is STEM school then there?
It's conservative. Depending on how our economy does, I am committed to putting more resources and putting resources faster to this project.
So depending on how the economy does, has any school started? Just a question. Ladies and gentlemen, recently at the prayer breakfast, January 7, 2026, Andrew said this. Let us listen to you.
Not potential within the population and within the society to pull more persons into the labor force. And one of the complaints that we have been having is that, and we get it all the time, we just can't find good people to work. We just can't find productive, trained, skilled, competent, reliable people.
That's it. So now Andrew has just admitted an administrative failure of his government. He promised 3 STEM schools was to be built by the Chinese in 2019. It would take 6 years. And he even went further. He also said if the economy goes well, he would want it to happen in 3 years. But give him the 6 years. All right, that would have been excellent. I would be saluting him. I would have been telling him what a great job. STEM school, that is the way to go because of the engineering factor, the mathematics, technology, AI, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, you're telling me in 2026, the man can't find skilled worker? I wonder why. If you had built the STEM schools, them would have had a plethora of skilled individuals in so many different areas of engineering, and that's what they need when they want to really develop a country. And it would have helped us very well in actually having people on the ground ready to rebuild Jamaica after a Category 5 monster hit us. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just another promise that was not fulfilled.
Yeah. Yep. That was just another promise that was not fulfilled. And here this man comes talking about it.
Believes that rather than rewarding the mere regurgitation of correct.
Wow, really? This is what we're doing?
Engineering students should be
wow, okay.
trained to find real-life solutions to real-life problems, much like the natural disaster they most recently survived.
You know another thing to guys who just come to me a while ago in my spirit? His spirit say, but Bolo, if they make the STEM schools, guess who is not going to have access to that level of education because it's going to cost too much money and they're not going to give it away free. Yo, I swear that's like literally exactly what was said. Guess who's not gonna get it? The regular Jamaicans. So building the schools is one thing. Access is going to be another. Because they're labeling it as this premier, you know, this premier different type of school, you know. So is a no baga allowed, you know, type of vibe, you know. You guys don't remember the speech that Anjonas gave? You don't remember the speech? I should have it here. If I'm not mistaken, I should. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. I hear him speak on it. He had a lot of oomph and pride in his voice regarding, you know, that particular goal and commitment of his administration. Because honestly, it would have been a game changer. It would have been a game changer. Oh my God, you're not telling me that I don't have that conference in my evidence. Come on, Bolo. Bolo, really? Bolo. You're serious? Let me see. All right. JLP. Which year again? 2019? Yes. We can find it easy. Then we can put in it JLP 2019 conference. Yeah, I believe this is it. All right. No, that's a year ago. Oh, this is 2019 one. 76th annual conference. All right, cool. Let me see.
And I dare say is strong sustained intervention in communities. And we have shown in Mount Salem and in Denham Town that with that kind of joined up approach from government and that focused approach on security and community development, we can bring down crime. So next year, labor rights, Jamaicans, we will be able to increase the number of communities that are under the zones of special operations. We will be able to add at least 4 more communities. And that, labor rights, will have a signal effect on bringing down crime, not just temporarily, but a long-term downward trajectory in crime. The government, we will be able to add at least 4 more communities. In your own community, using the name Blue Mountain Coffee, and that coffee never eat 3 additional. That program will be geared technology. The users labor rights. We are now entering what is called the 4th Industrial Revolution. What is that? That is the era where everything is connected by the internet. That is the era where you have artificial intelligence, meaning that you have enough data on almost everything that is happening that you can use analytics to make decisions. You can use mathematical formulas to make decisions. It is not necessarily a replacement of human intelligence or human labor, but it can be.
It is a replacement, Andrew. Period. It is a replacement. It is a replacement, Andrew. Don't tell the people them say it can be. Come on, stop it.
It can be if we do not become the producers of the technology, the users of the big data.
Hey, everything I must say yes or no makes sense, you know. in that context, you know, if you become the creator, if you become the users, just like the Japanese and the Chinese, if you do what them do, you will have a space there where you will always be valuable. You understand? Because when there's algorithmic problems, right? Issues with these AIs and stuff like that, and systems, you can be the person that fix it. So you're forever gonna have a job because of your brain. But what have you done, Andrew? Knowing this from 2019, what have you aggressively done to prepare the Jamaican people for this particular so-called evolution? Right? What have you done as the government to prepare our workforce for that? You told us that you would give us these schools that you're gonna now talk about. We haven't seen one.
Because of the software and the machinery that uses that software, we can be left behind. In the 80s, we recognized the need for technical and vocational skills. And we introduced something called Tech Buck in our schools, and we built art to train our people.
Yo, me can't even give Siaga credit, bro. I swear. Like when me actually, yo, the labor them do the same thing over and over again. Then take PMP ideas and remix them and call them their own, and don't give PMP no credit. And that's Siaga do with the art, you know? I'm not even hating, bro. It's the truth. Listen, me start go back in our archives and I look on the evidence. I mean, I say, oh, wow. This is what they doing. This is what they been doing. And then I look and know, and I say, oh, here we go. You remember when Floyd Green literally took away the ideas from the PMP in the agriculture ministry? All the things that Damien, Dr. Dayton Campbell and the PMP was campaigning and complaining about, they said, yep, we're going to take those ideas and take them as our own and act as if we've been doing them all this time and we are the better government. Yeah, that's what they did.
And vocational skills. That is still needed, still important. But if we are going to survive as a people in this new age of technology, we now need to make the investment in a new kind of education for our children. In February, I will be launching a new education transformation program for Jamaica. That program will be geared towards ensuring that Jamaica can leapfrog into the 21st century and that our human resources can be empowered with 21st century skills to get the 21st century jobs so that we can become a leading and prosperous nation in the 21st century. On my recent visit to China, in our bilateral discussions, amongst others,
me not go just pass a little part there when you get hype a while ago, you know.
Education transformation program for Jamaica. In February, I will be launching a new education transformation program for Jamaica. That program will be geared towards ensuring that Jamaica can leapfrog into the 21st century and that our human resources can be empowered with 21st century skills to get the 21st century jobs so that we can become a leading and prosperous nation in the 21st century.
Andrew, how is that going? Oh my God. Yo. Oh, this dude, oh, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Yo, when you tell too much lie, oh my God. No, hold on there. Oh, Jesus. This is a TikTok moment. Oh, hey, I cannot believe what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I've really listened to that brother good, you know. Trust me. Andrew is the gift that keep on giving. Andrew, where you just say a while ago? Ladies and gentlemen, what going on? Oh, thank you. Some problem. It's slow up. All right. Mr. Wagwan. Mr. Wagwan. I've got us. Mr. What happened here, some man? Hold on there. Let me stop this. Let me see what's happening. The phone kinda, you know? So I'm just come off of this. Come off of this box. Come off of this. Yeah. Still there on the tick. Me notice something with TikTok. It come like the man them build TikTok one way where you can't come off of it. Every other app on me there on the phone, yeah, them come off smooth. But with some strange reason, TikTok just be tripping, bro. Real talk. I ain't capping. Real talk. TikTok be tripping. Alright, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen from TikTok, listen to me. Andrew Honest is the gift that keeps on giving. You know, remember when him said this?
In February, I will be launching a new education transformation program for Jamaica.
Where you say I launch? Hold on there. Wait, go back.
That program, we now need to make the investment in a new kind of education for our children.
Come true. Wait.
In February, I will be launching a new education transformation program for Jamaica.
Okay. Yes.
That program will be geared towards ensuring that Jamaica can leapfrog into the 21st century and that our human resources can be empowered with 21st century skills to get the 21st century jobs so that we can become a leading and prosperous nation in the 21st century. On my recent visit to China.
Pause. Man, this dude is the gift that keeps on giving. Yo, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember when Andrew said this in 2019, listen to this.
And the Chinese government has agreed.
January 7, 2026. Andrew said this. First started, just a question. Ladies and gentlemen, recently at the prayer breakfast, January 7, 2026, Andrew said this. Gentlemen,
right, that's a bowler. Right, that's a bowler. Go full screen, huh? We can't go full screen.
Recently at the prayer breakfast, January 7, 2026, Andrew said this.
Let us listen to you. Not potential within the population and within the society to pull more persons into them, to putting more resources and putting resources.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a...
Alright, see it now. So, Andrew, remember when I said this?
Question. Ladies and gentlemen, recently at the prayer breakfast, January 7, 2026, Andrew said this.
Let us listen to you. Not potential within the population and within the society to pull more persons into the labor force. And one of the complaints that we have been having is that, and we get it all the time, we just can't find good people to work. We just can't find productive, trained, skilled, competent, reliable people.
That's it. So now Andrew has just admitted that administration.
Yo, brother, me can't deal with this, no. So let me ask you, Andrew, Mr. Honest, how you reach from that point now and in a 2019 you made this claim? Let's look at that again. Let's look at 2019 compared to where you just said a while ago. And we shall see, just based off his own words, that he has failed us and himself. The commitments he's made that was critical to the actual prosperity and growth of Jamaica, those critical ones were never fulfilled, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. Let's go back. So, man, I feel I do it today. Yeah.
I will be launching in February. In February, I will be launching a new education transformation program for Jamaica.
Really? How would that go do now?
That program will be geared towards ensuring that Jamaica can leapfrog into the 21st century and that our human resources can be empowered with 21st century skills to get the 21st century jobs so that we can become a leading and prosperous nation in the 21st century.
So, Andrew, put it back for Andrew. Have we leapfrog yet since 2019? That program that you said that you would implement, what has been the results of it, Andrew? Aren't we still in the same position? According to you. According to you, Andrew, on January 7th of 2026. We are at your 2019 conference now. On January 7th, 2026, you said this. Let's go back to January 7th. Man, listen, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. This dude is a gift that keeps on giving.
Which are the time that we have been having to the labor force as it took within the pocket.
You want to say this breakfast January 7th. Recently at the prayer breakfast January 7th, 2026. Andrew want to say this. Let us listen to you.
Not potential within the population and within the society to pull more persons into the labor force. And one of the complaints that we have been having is that, and we get it all the time, we just can't find good people to work.
Whoa.
We just can't find productive, trained, skilled, competent, reliable people.
That's it. So now Andrew has just admitted an administrative failure.
What, Andrew? After you roll out this plan, man, you are the gift that keeps on giving, man. Where the STEM school then the Andrew, where them there. Yo, man, I tell you, say this a man are the best. He's the best at being the worst. Yo, I cannot believe the man actually said that, you know. Yo, him need to stop, you know. The man really said this is true. Yo, me gotta move on. Me can't believe.
So that we can become a leading and prosperous nation in the 21st century. On my recent visit to China, in our bilateral discussions, amongst other strategic discussions on trade and investment, we spoke about education and technology. And the Chinese government has agreed that they will assist us in building 3 new STEM schools.
Right.
You know what STEM means? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The government of Jamaica will also fund 3 additional STEM schools.
Right.
And they will be spread strategically right across Jamaica.
Right.
So we will be doing, within the next 6 years, 6 new STEM schools. That is conservative. Depending on how our economy does, I am committed to putting more resources and putting resources faster to this project. So we may be able to have them within 3 years.
Ooh, 3 years. Okay.
Let me be clear. These schools will not be operated under the old Education Act. These schools will be created under a different framework called schools. We call these schools centers of excellence. They will be operated as academies.
Right.
They will have to adhere both in their instruction and management and in how they operate as a school. They will have to adhere to their highest standards of excellence.
Whoa.
None of this disorder and chaotic and disrespectful behavior, either on the part of students, teachers, or parents. It must be a place that when you go to those schools, you come out as being an ambassador for the best that the society has to offer. We cannot build a Jamaica with the chaka-chaka behavior, with the disrespectful behavior, with the informal behavior. We must build a Jamaica on the plane of respect, with our eyes cast for excellence and the highest standards. That is the kind of Jamaica that we're going to build, where people have the emotional intelligence to treat justly and fairly, man to man, woman to woman, children. Because labor rights, I'm sure you will agree with me, that sometimes it feels that there is a decay taking place in our society.
What?
And we cannot preside over a society in which its economy is growing and all the signs are showing that we are doing well. But
Wow.
socially, we are regressing.
Wow.
So the party is very concerned about that. And we will return the highest standards to our culture, the highest standards to our society and our people.
Guys, are we experiencing this highest standards that he's talking about? And it goes back to what I said. Listen, you see the youth them, you see the chaka thing we might talk about? Me I tell you, say, some people now get to go into them school, you know. Yeah, man, me I tell you, you will get screened. Depending on where you come from and them something there. From backside, we can't stay there. Let me move on. Let me see.
We are progressing to prosperity.
Can't progress all now. Economy not even grow 2%. You, man, listen. Bro. Let's go back to this is the reality. This way, man, I'm not gonna say now. We just go back in our history and show you what Andrew and I promise you. And now we are going to the reality about the STEM school thing. Listen to that, brother.
The country marks National STEAM Education Week. President-elect of the Jamaica Institution of Engineers, Dr. Layton Ellis, is sounding an urgent warning that the transformation being promoted may be far slower than expected. He is cautioning that a shortage in the technical workforce threatens to undermine momentum, even as high-profile initiatives roll out.
One of the big issues we have is the teacher training that must tie in this entire pipeline and the institutional capacity in order to take that on. Do we
pause?
We have the workforce, do we have the physical space in order to make the transformation? And sometimes that's what's lacking. So,
brother, I don't say I try to be objective, but everything what you say is lacking. Everything that is needed, it's not there. The physical space, the right trainers, all of it. It's not there. From 2019 till now, it's still not there. The man said 3 years, he'd put the funding in for 3 years. And I said, you know what? COVID came. All right, cool. We had a couple hurricanes. All right, cool. You're telling me you did not build one of those schools? Listen, Mama P was paying the IMF some ridiculous money back, fixing back Jamaica's economy while still building schools. I don't want to hear. You know why no school no build, ladies and gentlemen? Hashtag top thief. All of the unaccounted money them. Hashtag top thief. All of the tax dollars them being wasted on empty buildings, TAJ building and Atabia. Hashtag stop thief. And that's why the school them no build. Where monies them a float around in some unnecessary project, right? Friend and company business. That's why the school them no build Jamaica. Hashtag stop thief. You hear what me say? That is the reality. You know, come like I don't remember what Marky G say. Marky G, remind him for me, sir, please. I need your assistance.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections.
Bingo. All of these things you just said, what corruption does. That is why the STEM school no bill.
It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution
I wonder why. I wonder why, Marky G.
that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country. I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country.
Argument done. That's where I leave it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And have yourselves a wonderful morning. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, well, later on, February 1st. We gone a month already out of the year. God bless who reach. And yeah. Be prepared for what is to come, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna get crazier. It's gonna get crazier in multiple different ways. Alright? Peace. Have a good night.